Going live, and I'm live. Starting up with filling up the snooze, right? So, guys, I've been a little bit sick. I managed to fuck up the lining of my stomach and my oblique muscles on my left side. I have so many troubles with my stomach, like stomach ulcers, the thing where your intestines try to escape your body. What's it called? Hernia. Internal bleedings, internal infections. You name it. I've been to the hospital about it with my stomach. So I kind of panicked. Went to the emergency room. Had a doctor feel me up, and it was just the muscle. So I can't go to the gym for a month. I had to be basically laying down in my bed for 2 weeks and not do anything. Couldn't work. It was so boring. Just laying in your bed doing nothing sucks. Fortunately, it's okay now, but I can't overextend myself, so no gym. Taking it as easy as possible. For some reason, I'm losing my voice. Right, anyway. So beer, right? It's Friday. So this is Finn Breweries, Hefeweizen, a Swedish one. And the fun part is, it has Castle Neuschwanstein on the can. For those that don't know what Castle Neuschwanstein is, it's this castle. And it's funny because the missus has worked at this castle, fixing up the artwork there. And it's in southeast Germany, made by a crazy guy. Basically, of the time, 1800s, the guy who had this built was like dungeon, mom's basement nerd kind of guy, and he was all into Wagner, and he even somehow managed to get Wagner to visit that place as well, if I remember correctly. Whatever. Let's try the Neuschwanstein Swedish Wice beer. It's an awesome castle, though. I visited earlier this year when I went to Germany. It's an extremely beautiful trip. If you're in the neighborhood, go visit it. It was never finished, unfortunately, so like most of the castle is empty. Let's have that wait for a while. Who's with us? Christopher, Jan Eriksson, Carl F, Hitch, Viking 1, Serve the Nation. Did you go to Landsdagarna, Viking 1? RA86, Fall Weather Friend, Robert Imarsson, Pav Trampled. Noble Carl's PC is messing up. Well, that's all computers at one time or another. Siktrar över Cooks. Plopp, Arfolk, skål på er allihopa. Conrad, normal citizen of Sweden yet again. And a Norwegian number 71 is with us. That's a very low number for being a Norwegian. You must be very old. Cheers. Skål. Yeah, this is an okay ice beer. Daisy Cutter says, cheers, gun lovers. Well, cheers. Tom Anders is with us, and he's not getting any notifications about the Friday stream. Well, I do try, it should give you a notification, ring the little bell and all that good stuff. I also post about it on the Discord server as well, of course. I try to do it every Friday at 7 o'clock Central European Time, or 7 p.m. or 1900 hours. If I don't, I try to post about it. I didn't last week because I was in bed in pain. Pav says YouTube doesn't like this stream, therefore no notifications. Well. Tom can't do any pew-pew this weekend. I'll see if I can do any pew-pew this weekend. It's starting to be frosty in the ground in Sweden, which means that so for us to be able to shoot at a shooting range, we have to have like a rebar that's, what is it, 50 centimeters long or something, half a meter or something. We have to be able to push all of that length into the berm. If we can't do that, it's frozen, you're not allowed to shoot. So if you're shooting in Sweden, that's the rules. And there's a lot of different ways to get around that. In one of the shooting ranges south of Stockholm I go to, they have this antifreeze shit on the berm that you like road salt, stuff like that. And unless it gets really cold, then that won't work. But that salt will keep water from going icy. Viking 1 is not important enough to go to the Landsdagarna. Well, that's too bad. John Sweden says, hello, how did you get a chance to see the Tula KOV as a civilian model at Action Reaction Sports? I'm not sure they actually have one in stock because it's such a niche rifle, so they can import one if someone actually gets a permit to buy one, but I'm not sure they would actually get one. Yeah, probably not. Normal Citizen says shotgun skeet shooting should be okay since you shoot at the sky. Yeah, of course it is. That's okay. So, righty. Let's talk about the news, I guess. Found some interesting things to talk about. This couple managed to lose 96 kilos. They were apparently really fat before. I'm not sure why this is news. I just thought it was hilarious. Look how happy they are not being fat anymore. So let's start out this little news segment by fat shaming people. They beat anorexia or something. I don't know. Whatever. Pierre Clertier, our Lord and Savior, has noticed one thing about the Swedish police. So this is kind of legalish update. The people handling gun licensing in Sweden will not be beneath rättsavdelningen, but the Department of Citizen Contact. So the previous department they were under were filled with woke assholes. I've had extensive correspondence with the managers or the bosses of this department, rättsavdelningen, and they're all assholes. I'm not sure about the current bosses. The previous one was horrible. I talked to him and I didn't get a word out. I just got a half an hour long monologue about how dangerous it was with guns in civilian hands. Total assholes. So hopefully this will lead to some changes, because the old department that handled gun licensing in the Swedish police, they kind of felt it was their mission to limit civilian gun ownership. But, you can't have an AR-15. So, I don't know. Obviously, they totally failed. Get a hunting exam on a weekend, and then you can buy your AR-15 and go have fun at the shooting range or hunt whatever you want with an AR. So that's a total fail for all the gun grabbers in Sweden. It's like the best thing that's ever happened to gun rights in Sweden. And that just happened. They could have done that any time. And it suddenly it happens. Hallelujah. Shit like that might turn me religious. Just joking. Anyway, so that's apparently happened. And the inspection of shooting ranges will be under NOA. I don't remember that abbreviation, but if I remember correctly, those are the specialists on anything gun related and stuff like that. That's like the technical expertise guys in the Swedish police. And I'm not sure if this is a good thing because they're totally retarded usually. They do a lot of stupid shit. They are the guys that said the AR-15 civilian ones are really easy to turn full auto and shit like that. So I have zero confidence on these guys. But the current guys have invented new physics in their while trying to explain to everyone why shooting ranges, no matter how they're made, is totally super dangerous and will magically deflect bullets right back into your eye. You have to pour down like 1 million krona into the shooting range, otherwise it's not safe and shit like that. So we'll see what happens in this case regarding shooting ranges. I hope it turns better, but we'll see. Then this is probably a little bit worse, mainly for Sweden, but probably for hunters. So we have a new chief of police nationally in Sweden, Rikspolischef. It is this woman, and her name is Petra Lund, and she's famous among gun owners because if you remember Carl Edin, I've been talking about this guy for like 5, 6, 7 years by now. He was fucked by the police. He cared a lot about wolves and hunting wolves. And the environmentalists and their useful idiots in the government really doesn't like anyone questioning the wolves. So they planted fake evidence, made fake witnesses. They they did everything they could to fuck him up, and it took like 5 years until he got totally acquitted. And since they had illegally wiretapped him, Petra Lund contacted the government and said that hunting crimes should be covered by secret surveillance. And now she's one of the reasons why the police can surveil you without you knowing, using secret wiretapping on your computer, your phone, whatever, without you even being suspected of a crime. They can just do it if they want to. And she's one of the reasons this has happened. Obviously, the other reasons are the extreme criminality and all the other bullshit with terrorism and stuff in Sweden. But the politician created that problem, so I don't know. I don't like this woman. And Gunnar Strömmer, our current Minister of Justice, appointed her. So she's appointed by the right for some reason, while she's obviously in cahoots with the socialists and the environmentalists. So it's bizarre. They're just concentrating power into the government more and more, while basically doing anarcho-tyranny, not doing anything about criminals, but still just going after the law-abiding people. Anyone who questions this they go after. So, if you didn't know it already, the Swedish police, the Swedish secret police, SÄPO, all of these, and all parts of the criminal justice system, from the top down to at least the middle management, are all political activists for the left side. So they're all incompetent and do stupid shit. Right, so now you know this if you didn't already. Here's a good example of this. Some activist doesn't get punished. I guess this person was stopping traffic or something. And the reason the court didn't give out a punishment for an obvious crime was it was a climate emergency. So Noah Tucker, whoever that is, didn't get any sentence because obviously it was a climate emergency. This person didn't have a choice. This person had to stop traffic. This is how fucked up it is. Right, so right, that's all of the justice system, basically. Let's continue on. So this was a tragedy. 60-year-old something hunter managed to kill himself, and it was an accident. This was not a suicide. So according to rumors I've heard, the person managed to shoot himself in the leg. Obviously an old guy, might have been a little bit too old to hunt or something, I don't know. But shooting yourself in the leg could be a very lethal injury. And I'm saying this because when you watch like videos where a cop has to use their firearm, some people always comment, shoot them in the leg. It's stupid. So first of all, it's a small target you're gonna miss, and that's risk for third person. And still, even if you hit the leg, you can hit the major artery like this guy probably did, and then you have like a minute to live. You're just gonna bleed out after a minute or two. And if you're not getting professional help, then you're dead. You can't get it immediately. There's 0 situations where you can get professional help immediately. Not even in a war zone where they have a tourniquet ready. You're not going to get that on fast enough unless you're extremely lucky. So that's what this guy probably managed to do to himself. So yeah, be careful. Guns are dangerous. Even if you have a bolt action, you can still fuck up yourself. So speaking about guns, I always wanted a CZ Bren 2 in 308. Now I've ordered the Ruger as far. But I'm not sure, even if I knew about this one beforehand, I'm not sure if I would have gotten it because it has a match barrel, and it's just plastic all around, so it will be extremely front heavy. So this is a semi-automatic rifle, so you could probably get this, even though they market it under Defend and Serve Select Fire rifles. It is a semi-auto rifle. And this barrel, imagine a reflex suppressor going behind the muzzle all the way, so you can still, and this has a suppressor setting on the gas block still. So the only thing and the barrel life is 10,000 shots. So the persons or the organization who basically set the standard for this is the Czech military. And that is the reason why it has a 1 in 11 twist rate. It's quite common to have a 1 in 11 twist rate on these rifles, but for a civilian rifle to have a 1 in 11, it's not really that good. You want at least 1 in 10. And the reason for that is if you want to have the really good match bullets, the long ones, like the 170 or something grainers, then you really want a 1 in 10 twist. So you can stabilize those bullets. But they want a 1 in 11 so they can stabilize the 147 grain NATO spec 7.62x51 bullets. Because it's primarily a military rifle. So I still wouldn't want this one. But yeah, it is cool. It is cool. I'm not sure about the weight of the heavy barrel, but a 1 in 10, and this will be super accurate most likely, and it's still super cool, right? I like it. Would be nice with a suppressor and a bipod and some LPVOs or something like 2x12 or some kind of scope on it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I really enjoy the CZ Brent 2 DMR. Just sad about the rifling on it, but I do understand why they chose 1 in 11, because it's primarily a military rifle for a bunch of different militaries. This is used in Ukraine, this is used by the Czech military and all that good stuff. So yeah, well, that's all the news I have for you guys. Let's see what chat is saying. Viking 1 says in regards to the activists, says it was bizarre nämndemän. So for those who don't know, we don't have a jury in Sweden, we have nämndemän, which is politically appointed commissars basically. So representatives from different political parties have it as a confidence thing. We as a political party have confidence that you will represent the people through our political party. No, they're political commissars, and we can see it in this judgment. It will be appealed, hopefully. Mark Serbo is with us as well. Hi, Mark. A shower pic, you wish. Okay. Is he talking homo stuff again? Mark, I didn't know you swung that way. Mark Serbo says, guns are dangerous, writing this down. Yeah. Now you know, Mark. Lars says, I have the impression that old hunters are really bad at weapon safety. Yeah, that's true. That's my experience as well. So the reasoning for me is mainly that they've handled guns for their entire life, and then they lose respect for the tool. So always be anal about gun safety. Remember where you're pointing it. Don't touch the trigger. Do all the stuff. And when you fire, make sure you're not firing in your leg. That's basic stuff. Manga Vib Unite has found the fountain of YouTube. Lars says first M16 had 1x12, I believe. I don't remember the barrel twist, but the ammunition was 55 grains, so they had and it was quite shitty. And I don't believe the barrel twist was optimized for 55 grains either. There was some fuckery with the ammunition and the twist rate, making it behave, if I remember correctly, with the absolutely first M16 version. What else? Lars says one twist by one. Yeah, so the shortest twist rate I've ever seen was that Q company making that. What was it? That new blackout caliber for 338 Lapua Magnum bullets. It had like something like 1 in 3 or something silly like that. And the reasoning is, if you're firing really slow and really long and heavy bullets, you want an extremely fast twist rate. The thing is, if you twist it too much, when it goes outside, when a bullet exits the barrel, it can just explode because the twist rate, the centrifugal force of the twist rate will just tear off tear the bullet apart if it's a jacketed bullet. So if you're firing super expensive solid bullets, have an extremely fast twist rate, then you can get an extremely accurate subsonic round that still has some power in it because it's such a heavy bullet. But yeah, that's such a niche thing. It's a gimmick basically. But it will work. It will work. But yeah, the ammunition will be hilariously expensive. Said the guy who's used to fire 330 Lapua Magnum. That ammunition isn't that cheap either. Daisy Cutter says he fondled the Grand Power R15 yesterday. Nice AR. I haven't touched one myself. Well, I think I did during IWA actually. Well, everyone and their mother makes AR-15s. Usually, if they're made in Europe, they use high quality tooling and materials. At least Germans. Germans are anal about that shit. And if they can make it more complicated, they will make it more complicated. Look at Schmeiser, look at all those guys. Yeah. So yeah, usually the bad thing about European ARs is that they use a bunch of metric stuff in it, metric threadings. It isn't a bad thing in and of itself. Usually it's easier. But if you want to have those fancy American parts for it, when I play Barbie with your AR, then the threading might be getting in the way. I'm thinking stuff like Magpul grips and stuff. Tore is taking notes on these safety rules. Yeah, Tore, don't point guns at your legs. It's a very important safety rule. Hello, Kill King 110. Mark says, so it would tumble when it hit. Not sure if they actually cared about that. Or did they? They must have done some ballistic tests. I'm not sure about the correct history behind that. It did tumble. They do tumble when they hit. Same with the Russian 545 by 39. They do tumble. The different versions of the Russian variant of 556. So they just keep hardening the core of it. I think the latest version has a tungsten carbide core or something like that. So first steel, then hardened steel, then tungsten, and soon the Russians will be shooting diamonds or something. Mark says Russians copied that ID when they went to the 545-39. Yeah. Hello, Hans. Mark says, sucks getting old and forgetful. Yeah, I know. I started getting forgetful in my 30s or 20s, or was it teens? I don't remember for some reason. Alfred says 8.6 blackout. Yeah, that's the caliber I was talking about, the Q made up. Panzer wants to know, how do you think it's going to go in Argentina? I don't know. I haven't listened to that new guy much, just a few clips. Seems like a fun dude. Lars says, have you tried Timney trigger for Glock? I got one for my 45, got a gold in precision today, 1.56 kilo pull. That's awesome. Even if you have a fancy trigger in your Glock, it's still gonna be shit compared to other guns. I've never shot gold with my Glock. I have a Glock 19 and I haven't done anything with the trigger. I shot it a lot, but yeah, the trigger in the Glock is horrendous. And I don't want to fuck around with it. I just want to have it stock so it always works. When you mess with stuff like the trigger and stuff like that, the tolerances just go smaller. and then you get some dirt in the trigger, and oh dear, you have a non-functioning firearm. My funnest story about that was back in the day when like a decade ago or more, when I still did IPSC. A guy at the competition, his AR, got like the tiniest piece of sand in the trigger mechanism, and it went full auto. I don't even know how that works, but yeah, totally uncontrollable full auto, no finger on the trigger or anything. So yeah, that trigger modification was bullshit. And yeah, that was one of the best shooters in Sweden. He's still very, very good. Viking 1 found non-corrosive 762x39. Ooh, that's nice. I still have a shitload of 762x39. I should reload some, actually, because I do have like 1,000 empty casings of 762x39. Guy wants to know, Hage, was it the story behind those videos of you shooting those machine guns? Was it a machine gun rental company? No. It was back in the day before 2017, when the firearms directive came. Anyone with a machine gun could travel with it freely. Now you can't. So it was basically a big meetup in Slovakia, where a bunch of people from Hungary and all over the place showed up with their machine guns. And anyone could shoot machine guns, basically. You just had to pay for the ammo and entrance fee. And it was hilarious. It was so fun. But I'm considering I managed to source another place in Europe, in Eastern Europe, where I could shoot machine guns. So maybe I'll do that this spring. Make some new machine gun videos. Lars says, I've had problems with the Glock, but I modded it according to Johnny Glock, whatever that is. I worked for 1,500 rounds. What happened after 1,500 rounds? Oh well. Yeah, well, that's good. So yeah, for me the good part about the Glock is, yeah, it just works. It's a Glock, right? It's about like the plastic tractor of handguns. G-Ski says, my Glock 48 MOS has a worse stock trigger than the Gen 3 G19, and it is snappier. Well, the barrel is about 3mm longer, got a better trigger, and now it's a great carry gun. Oh, well, that's good for you. I have a Glock 19 Gen 4 MOS, and the trigger is, it works. It goes bang every time I pull it. It has never gone click. It has always gone bang, so I can't complain. But the trigger is not that fancy. Christopher says, would you ever be able to do a machine gun rental company within Europe? Yes, I know of them. There's one in Warsaw. Let's see if I can show you guys that. Did I save that link? Yeah, okay. So this is the place I'm considering going to, and they have a nice female here with a 22 long rifle MP5. I guess that's GSG. Well, look at that manly guy. Yeah, so they have an arsenal of stuff, and it's handguns and blah. So if you scroll down, we come to machine guns, right? So they have AKMS, AK-47, Beryl, but they have some really fun stuff as well. So this one I really want to fire, the Polish military FB Radom MSBS. This one I've read about. It would be very interesting to fire. And yeah, of course, I've already fired this many times full auto. It's an awesome firearm. It's basically zero recoil. This one is just stupid. Ingram Snake Plissken full auto. Well, they have some fun stuff anyway. Of course, anytime you can fire a PKM, you should do it. They are extremely awesome. So yeah, I fired most of these already, like this one. But yeah, I haven't fired this one. That would be fun. So yeah, there's a bunch of stuff at this place you could fire. So yeah, pmshooter.pl is the link to it. So yeah, there you go. It's in Warsaw, Poland, if I remember correctly. Panzer says, I went there last Christmas, very fun. Yeah, I can imagine. Just have to save up a lot of money so I can afford the stupid range prices they probably take. Well, happy weekend to you in Stratos. We'll see what I can manage to do this weekend. I would love to go to the shooting range. We'll see if I do. Still a little bit low energy here. I basically have to go to the gym to get my energy levels up, but that's not gonna happen anytime soon. I'm gonna go fat and balder. And I spent a couple of hours today just writing out what we call föreningsintyg. A little piece of paper I sent to the Swedish police that says members of my club gets to own cool shit. Let's see what kind of firearms they bought that I made up the paperwork for them to get. So Glock 17, CZ 85 Combat, SIG P365, some kind of Schmeisser 1911 handgun, 45 ACP. Did you know that Schmeisser made those? I didn't. What was this? That's Sig Sauer 199 Target, 45 ACP. Evo Freeze, SR9, MR223, bunch of ARs. What's that? That is Sevtech Core Elite Rifle 223. I don't even know what that is. A bunch of Glocks. What's that? That is Smith & Wesson M&P 15T 556. Okay. Yeah, so people are getting ARs and apparently a bunch of 45 ACP handguns. That's the new thing in my shooting club apparently. I don't even own a 45 ACP gun. I can feel Mark looking angrily at me back in Florida because he got a pile of 1911s the other day and sent me pictures of them, and I don't even own any firearm in 45 ACP. I really should get. It would be fun to have a carbine in 45 ACP actually, and then suppress it because it's inherently subsonic, so everything would be subsonic through it. It's like the 300 Blackout of pistol calibers. Mark is angry at me right now because I don't have a 45. God's caliber, 2 world wars, Nam was a tie. And it knocks shit down. Yeah, well, we'll see about that. So at the moment we have to renew our license every 5 years to get a handgun. And I really don't feel it buying more handguns. But I would love a 1911. I used to love, one of my favorite comics as a young child was The Phantom, and he has these 2 of the 1911s in his pajamas in the jungles. And at least one 1911. You have to own one 1911 once in your life, right? So it would be fun to have a 1911 with a threaded barrel and a 45 suppressor. That would be cool. That would be Hitman cool. I'd shave my head with a razor and get a red tie and a stupid suit. Oh shit, Magavib United has a 1911 in 9mm. Oh dear. You probably offended some Americans Yeah, doesn't GSG make a 1911 in 22 long rifle that hardly works? Our Falk has the 1911 in 22 long rifle. Yeah, well, if I get a 1911, it's not going to be 9mm or 22. It's going to be 45 ACP, obviously. Need a barcode tattoo to... Well, I'll put a sticker on my neck with a barcode tattoo. GSG Jamomatic. Never ever buy a 22 long rifle GSG gun of any kind. Not even the MP5 lookalike. It's just an airsoft gun that fires 22 long rifle and it jams every other round. Don't buy it. Don't buy it. Don't buy GSG. Be smart. Don't even look at it. Don't think about it. Never even consider a GSG. Yeah. Well, Mark, if they remove the 5-year licensing for handguns in Sweden, the first handgun I'm going to buy is going to be a 45 ACP's 1911, okay? And I'm going to ask you which one to buy, because I trust Florida man when it comes to that shit. Alrighty then. I'm all out of beer. You guys have a nice weekend. Our Fox says he has the GSG 1911. It works, but he never gets anything better than bronze. So basically, it's useless for the purpose of owning a 22 long rifle in Sweden. So if you have a 22 long rifle handgun in Sweden, the reason you have it is because you want to shoot the Golden Series. So it's a qualifying precision group, one-handed, 25 meters. You basically have to have like a grouping like this at 25 meters, 5 shots, shooting one-handed with your handgun, no optics or anything, just the regular front sight leaf and rear sight leaf. And if you have a handgun that cannot mechanically produce that grouping, like the GSG 1911 22 long rifle, then you're shit out of luck. So you have to have a handgun that can actually do that, or use your club's handgun. That's good enough. Kill King says 45 ACP 1911, a very FUD-approved gun. Yeah, it certainly is. Mark Serbo wishes he was drunk. You can solve that easily enough. There is such a thing as alcohol, and you can purchase it with monies. Produce monies, go to store, get alcohol, pour alcohol down your throat. Mission accomplished. You solve your issues. Free life lesson from me. Okay, well, I'm all out of alcohol though, so I'm gonna end the stream. First day on caffeine. Oh, right, you have this scheduled intake of caffeine. I forgot all about that. Right, well, enjoy your coffee then. And I will talk later, and I'll see you guys later. Have a nice weekend.